We all know Stranger Things has given us some genuinely terrifying creatures over the years, from weird slug things to literal nightmares that can snap your bones from inside your head. I've been thinking about this way too much lately, and I realize most people just call everything upside down stuff and move on. But dude, these creatures are so different from each other. Some are tiny and terrifying, some are literally the size of buildings, and honestly, the scariest ones aren't even the biggest. So I'm gonna go through all of them, smallest to biggest, because I'm weird like that, and also because it's kind of fun to see how they stack up. Let's just jump in. Starting with these little yet irritating creatures, Demobats show up in season 4, and they're only like 1.5 feet long, maybe 2 feet at the tail, so not huge, but they swarm. And when I say swarm, I mean like, remember that scene with Eddie? Yeah, that scene. They've got these leathery wings, teeth that are way too sharp, and this whip tail thing that honestly seems unnecessary, but whatever, nightmare fuel either way. Vecna keeps them around his creepy lair like guard dogs, I guess, except they fly, which is worse, because you can't just watch the ground. They come from everywhere, above you, behind you, doesn't matter. What really sucks about Demobats is they hunt in packs. 1, you could probably handle it. 50, you're done. Eddie fought so hard and there were just too many of them, and I'm still not over it. Thanks for asking. Small but deadly, that's the whole vibe. Alright, so Demodogs are basically teenager Demogorgons. They're about 5 feet long. They run on all fours like dogs, hence the name, super creative. And they're fast, like way faster than they have any right to be. Remember Dart? Dustin's little pet slug thing that he just kept in his turtle tank? Yeah, that turned into one of these. Started out kinda cute in a gross way. Then it molted and grew legs and ate his cat. Rip Muse. The thing about Demodogs is they're pack hunters. The adult Demogorgon seems to work alone mostly, but these guys, they coordinate, they flank you. They're smart enough to be really, really dangerous. When they attack in the lab in season 2, it's just chaos. Blood everywhere, people screaming, and these things are just tearing through everything. Bob didn't deserve that, man. He was just trying to help. Oh, and Dart does recognize Dustin later, which is actually kinda sweet, like there's something still in there, but yeah, mostly they're just murder puppies. Okay, now meet the hospital monster. This one is genuinely disturbing. So the mind flayer takes 2 people, Bruce and Tom, both flayed, and just melts them. Like melts them down into goo, and then mushes them together into this one horrible flesh monster thing. It's about 5 feet tall when it stands up, but the proportions are all wrong. Arms bending weird, you can still see their faces in it sometimes, bones sticking out, it's so disturbing. Nancy and Jonathan fight it at the hospital, and it just won't die. They shoot it, they hit it with stuff, and it keeps pulling itself back together. Flesh reconnecting. Bones snapping into place. I wanted to look away, but also couldn't, you know? And the worst part is, it's not dumb. It's actively hunting them, cutting off exits, thinking, because it's not really a separate creature. It's the mind flayer controlling it like a puppet. You can see the people it used to be. Their faces are right there. That's what makes it so much worse than just a regular monster. The flayed are scary for completely different reasons. They're just people. Normal people walking around Hawkins. Your neighbor, your coworker, that guy at the pool, except they're not themselves anymore. The mind flayers got them. Billy gets infected first in season 3, and then it spreads. More people, rats, whatever the mind flayer can grab. And once you're flayed, you're part of the hive mind. At first, they act almost normal, a little off maybe, cold, distant, but they can still talk, still go about their day, which is terrifying because you don't know. They could be right next to you. They're about normal human height, 6 feet obviously since they are humans, but their danger isn't strength, it's that they blend in. They know you. They know where you live, who you care about, your whole routine. And then at the end, the mind flayer just uses them as materials, melts them all down to build the spider monster. You can see pieces of them stuck in there, and it's honestly one of the most horrific things the show's done. The flayed showed that the Upside Down doesn't just want to attack us, it wants to absorb us, make us part of it. Now, next is our boy Vecna. So Vecna's not even that tall, right? 6.5 feet maybe? But he's the scariest thing on this whole list, and it's not even close. He used to be Henry Creel, this kid with powers who became Subject 1 in Brenner's lab. 11 beat him and banged him into the Upside Down, and the place just twisted him. His skin's all rotten, vines growing through his body, one hand is all clawed up, looks like he's been dead for years. But the physical stuff isn't the real problem. Vecna gets in your head. He finds people who are suffering, trauma, guilt, grief, and he drags them into their worst memories, makes them relive everything. and while they're trapped in there, he just tortures them until they break, and then he kills them in the most horrific way possible. Bones snapping, eyes crushing in, body twisting up. The Chrissy scene? I had nightmares. He uses the murders to open gates. He's literally trying to merge the Upside Down with our world. And apparently he's been the one controlling the Mind Flayer this whole time? Yeah, Vecna's the worst. Size means nothing when someone can kill you from inside your own mind. Moving on to our OG, the one that started everything, Demogorgon shows up in season 1 and it's tall, like 9 feet tall, looming over everyone. Gray skin, kinda slimy, walks upright like a person, but the face? When that face opens up, it's just teeth. Layers after layers of teeth going down its throat like a nightmare flower. I can't unsee it. The thing is smart too, that's what got me. It doesn't just chase people, it stalks them. Plans. It can open little portals to move between worlds, so it'll just appear behind you out of nowhere. It took Will in episode 1, and that's what kicked off the entire show. Just grabbed him and dragged him into the Upside Down, and the whole time it's hunting everyone else too. Barb, the deer, anyone it can find. Bullets barely slow it down. 11 has to use basically all her power to stop it, and it almost kills her anyway. The Demogorgon set the standard, you know? Showing us the Upside Down isn't just weird, it's actively hostile. It wants our world, and it's strong enough to make it happen. 9 feet of pure hunter. It's still one of the best monster designs on TV. Okay, now we're talking massive. The spider monster, or flesh monster, people call it both, shows up at the end of season 3, and it's 30 feet tall. That's like a 3-story building made of meat and nightmares. The Mind Flayer builds this thing out of all the flayed. Takes every person and animal it infected, melts them all into goo, and forms them into this giant spider thing. You can see them there. Faces, arms, pieces of people. It's dripping and pulsing and moving, and I wish I could forget it. The Starcourt fight is insane. This thing is throwing cars, smashing through walls, just demolishing everything, and it's not mindless. It's targeting 11 specifically. The Mind Flayer is controlling it, using it to try and kill her. At 30 feet, it's one of the biggest physical threats in the show. But what makes it truly horrifying is knowing that it's made of people. The people of Hawkins, melted down and reformed into a weapon. That's just evil, man. And here's the big guy, literally the biggest thing we've ever seen. The Mind Flayer in its true form is 700 feet tall. That's taller than most skyscrapers. It's incomprehensibly huge. In season 2, we see it as this massive storm cloud thing, all black particles swirling around. It doesn't have a body. It's more like sentient smoke that's constantly moving and shifting. But it's not just big. It's ancient, it's intelligent, it's been in the Upside Down for who knows how long, and when it shows up, it takes over Will's body to spy on everyone. It learns how our world works, then plans its attack. Season 3 is when it makes its move. Possessing people, building the spider monster, coming after 11 directly, because it hates her. She's the only one who's ever stood up to it and won. The scariest part? You can't kill it. How do you kill a cloud? How do you fight a hive mind? And now we know Vecna controls it. This 700-foot godlike thing is just a tool, a weapon, which means there's something even worse pulling the strings. At 700 feet, the Mind Flayer is the largest creature in the entire show, but I don't think we've seen the final boss yet. So yeah, that's all of them. Demobats, 1.5 feet. Demodogs, 5 feet. Hospital Monster, 5 feet. The Flayed, 6 feet. Vecna, 6.5 feet. Demogorgon, 9 feet. Spider Monster, 30 feet. Mind Flayer, 700 feet. The crazy thing is really size doesn't matter here. The Mind Flayer is massive, but Vecna's probably more dangerous because he's smart. He plans. He manipulates reality itself. Every monster represents a different kind of threat, a different nightmare, and they just keep getting worse as the show goes on. If you want more breakdowns like this, subscribe. I've got a whole list of shows and movies to tear apart. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay strange, everyone.